Land of gold and golden opportunity, cries of El Dorado, meaning fabulous wealth, turned westward and flung a challenge to the church. Perpetual frontiers and new beginnings, she carried the gospel of Jesus Christ and entered upon a continuing ministry to the multitudes. This is the California story. El Dorado, here we come. Wartime California became a way station for thousands of future citizens who liked what they saw and advertised it back home. Whole families have pulled up roots and headed west to become a new chapter in the California story, a new challenge to the church. Eyes front, shake hands with the future. Southward, newcomers spill over her borders, cross the Colorado River at Yuma. Where everyone is checked regarding fruits and plants. Rolling along highways, a steady stream of cars is drawn into principal cities. The San Fernando Valley, snug harbor for thousands who have cast anchor here on one-acre ranchos. Through mountain gorges, over miles of winding tracks, newcomers enter snow-swept Donner's Pass from Nevada, another gateway from the east. Snaking through mountains and over plains, trains carry travelers to Utopia. Future residents arrive in busloads. The Founder's Tree, the world's tallest living tree, may be seen by travelers from the north if they take the Redwoods route. Some of these trees date back to the time of Christ. From the Redwoods, you can cross the beautiful Golden Gate Bridge, one of the wonders of modern engineering science. From San Francisco over the docks, we see the Bay Bridge wending its way to Oakland. Traffic is sorted out on a maze of freeways and tumbled into the cloverleaf from here to Hollywood, orange groves, deserts, civic center, or beaches. Sleepy Spanish pueblos have long since awakened from their dreams in the sun to become roaring cities. California garrisons 1,000 miles of Pacific coast. Wherever you live, the beach is not far away. Palos Verdes estate homes overlook the sea, always beckoning. San Diego Harbor, a major California port. Oil refineries processing the flowing gold. The ocean and beaches are neighbors to the derricks and oil pumping rigs at Huntington Beach. No longer just a vacation land or wartime stopover, big and heavy industries have moved in. This Kaiser steel mill is one of many. Aircraft manufacture still is important. Many, like Carnation Milk, have their general offices here. Rimmed with purple mountains, San Fernando Valley is settling down place for multitudes. New schools everywhere. A supermarket, along with many inviting department stores, try to get that paycheck to come to roost. Some newcomers drift into apartments, some like them, but such is not the life with families to rear. Motels absorb some for a time. Owners of trailers are seen everywhere. But a home of our own remains the important part of the California dream. The greatest buying spree in history continues, changing orange groves, farmlands into houses with 3 to 4 bedrooms and with at least 2 baths, a new era. Ingredients for a home go into the mixer, and a new foundation is begun. Skeleton forms take shape as building goes on. Roofs arch against the elements, and a hearth fire, these spell home anywhere. Tourists become settlers and a permanent part of the California story. Anything to invite home ownership. Home-seeking strangers become adopted sons. All states are represented. California becomes the melting pot state. Houses are offered for sale before completion. This will be journey's end for many, a new challenge, pleasanter living, a place to sink roots. Furniture and family tradition find a new setting, from houses to homes and children to cement the transition. Shangri-La on a quarter of an acre or much less. Another frontier for excitement seekers. Here, glorified sandwiches. On the Sunset Strip, some attract the idle, the restless and the curious. Dine here. Dial for this, and this, or this. Hollywood and Vine become a must, as it is Hollywood. Also on Hollywood Boulevard, another must. Cow Palace of San Francisco, Sports Center. Rose Bowl of Pasadena, from exclusive Flint Ridge. For average wage earners, simple pleasures are dictated by the pocketbook. But fun is always in season somewhere in California. Winter sports are kept in deep freeze at your convenience. 1960 Winter Olympics will be held near here. Swimming, camping, fishing, desert resorts, take your pick anytime. It is made easy, all too easy. On weekends, a mass exodus away from home and all too often away from church and God. How are they to be reached? Here am I, send me. This is the church's answer. Into centers of material plenty and spiritual want, she brings the cross of Christ with its invitation for all. In 1941, she was serving some 20 congregations with a total membership of 6,500. In 1955, there were 81 congregations and 32,000 members. Taking Northern California first, let's review the church's progress. Stars represent churches which were here prior to 1944. Some of these are Norwegian Lutheran Pioneer Congregation in San Francisco, Trinity in San Francisco, Central in Oakland, Trinity in Oakland, Bethel in North Sacramento, First Lutheran in Orland, Our Savior's in Patterson, and Calvary of Eureka. Now in Southern California, stars show location of churches established before 1944. Trinity of Hemet, Trinity in San Pedro, Hill Avenue Grace in Pasadena, Central in Van Nuys, Salem at Glendale, Trinity in Santa Barbara. Churches like Our Savior's in San Diego and Our Savior's of Long Beach realize a new era had begun. Today, a new and spacious Our Savior's keeps pace with expansion needs. First Lutheran, Northridge, moved into a new sanctuary, now with a tenfold membership increase, plans for the future, as does Mount Olive in Santa Monica. Freeway construction caused relocation of some churches, such as Our Savior's, Los Angeles. Recently completed, it is also California District Headquarters. Additional stars represent new churches erected up to 1951. Some of these are Our Savior's in Lafayette, Our Redeemer's, Napa, Bethlehem, Auburn, Grace, San Francisco, Marin Church in Corte Madera, Calvary in San Bruno, Faith in Los Gatos, and Good Shepherd in Salinas. In Southern California, during the same period, many new churches were established. College Lutheran San Diego, Our Redeemer's Oxnard, First Lutheran, Thousand Oaks, Trinity in Ventura, Bethlehem, North Long Beach, Missionary Church, Montebello, Faith in Hollydale, St. Paul's, Monrovia, St. Andrew's, West Los Angeles, Westchester Lutheran in Westchester, Emmanuel in North Hollywood, Concordia, Los Angeles, Trinity, Hawthorne, Lemon Grove Lutheran in Lemon Grove, La Jolla Lutheran in La Jolla, the church that the bee built. The new stars represent new churches through 1955. With the beautiful panorama of the Bay Area in the background, the San Mateo Church, Grace of Palo Alto, Menlo Park Lutheran, Menlo Park, Our Redeemer in South San Francisco, Fruit Ridge in Sacramento, Good Shepherd, Sacramento, Paradise Lutheran, Paradise, built even before official recognition of need in that area, St. Timothy, Hayward, Faith at Meadow Vista among the Pines, site of the new Arcata Lutheran Church. Pastor Sigurdsson turned spade of dirt where the new church will be erected. New stars represent new churches added through 1955. Some of these are Claremont Lutheran, San Diego, St. Mark's, Chula Vista, Calvary of Pacoima, Bethel of Encino, St. Timothy, Lakewood, Our Saviors of San Clemente, St. Stephen's, Granada Hills, Highland Avenue Lutheran Church of San Bernardino, Resurrection Lutheran of Palos Verdes, Church of Hope, Phoenix, another first for this area and another one soon to come. In a setting of typical Hawaii, jewel of the Pacific, we find our first ELC church in Hawaii with a musical name of Aina Haina. Christmas setting and architecture of Aina Haina is typical of our churches here on the continent. The average pastor spends much time on wheels. His is a reaching as well as a preaching mission. The church's invitation to come and see is carried right into the home. The parish worker, too, is busy enlisting volunteers for kingdom work. Accurately, she records the information. Old-fashioned cooperation goes into home mission churches as pastor and layman roll up their sleeves to become builders for the Lord. Home mission churches construct first units as soon as possible. Such first units are planned to grow with the church, being designed for future use as parish halls, educational buildings, or chapels. The California story unfolds. Scope of the work today is far broader than that included in this part of the old Pacific District, for the working area now reaches into Utah, Arizona, Nevada, and Hawaii, in addition to California. In 1950, Pastor Gaylord Faldy was called to head this newly organized district. Its consolidation and expansion stem from his able and consecrated administration. Here he is with Mrs. Faldy and their daughters at home in the district parsonage in Studio City, Los Angeles. Not only does Dr. Faldy supervise pastors representing approximately 350 years of combined ministerial effort, but his own ministry extends into a widespread preaching area and even into educational fields. Believing that Christian nurture should include Christian education in the primary classroom, Emmanuel Lutheran Church at North Hollywood opened ELC's first full-time Lutheran day school under the name Laurel Hall. Many churches followed suit, including Northridge, Encino, Hawthorne, Pacoima, Redondo, Glendale, Fruit Ridge, and Westchester. The Christian Day School has become a permanent factor in the life of the California Church. Westchester and Northridge continue expansion to meet enrollment needs. It is the Church's hope and prayer that her young people may continue their Christian training through high school and eventually through a Lutheran college in California. The Church's program moves forward in layman hands. Touched by the spiritual needs of California's 80% unchurched, PTR ambassadors share the gospel. Sunday schools are self-advertising and children come in droves. Crowded rooms soon overflow into porches and play yards. Since classes are geared to every age level, parents also are drawn into the fellowship of the church. Whole families come to hear the gospel story and remain to serve. The church's concern for her aged is evident in the Solheim home in Eagle Rock and in Sunset homes in other places. A similar haven is planned for the Bay Area. For this beautiful place, which is truly home sweet home to 82 guests, a great deal of credit is due to Pastor and Mrs. Disrood. This is just one evidence of the way in which the California District has boosted its benevolence giving in the last 10 years. As pressing mission needs continue, Christians in California keep on giving. The work has just begun. Blueprints for soul reaching continue to be drafted as potential areas are examined. New fields are being opened and churches planted in Reno, Phoenix, Covina, Novato, Westlake, Torrance, Garden Grove, Glendora, Bakersfield, China Lake, San Luis Obispo, and Los Altos Village. The tremendous loyalty and effort of the California District congregations, plus assistance through the Church Extension and Grant in Aid funds, has made the 1944-55 church expansion very successful. But nothing must halt the church's march. She will continue to raise the standard of the cross of Jesus Christ among the lonely, the sin-sick, and hungry. The California story, as part of our Lord's great redemptive plan, must have a happy ending, for with God nothing shall be impossible.